welcome to EBTV's coverage of East Brunswick High School athletics. Today from Jay Doyle Field, Girls Lacrosse against the Hawks of J.P. Stevens High School. Hi, I'm Ken Saroka. It's good to be here. It's good to be outside and broadcasting games live in the springtime here, although a very unspring-like day here. Temperatures in the 40s with a strong gusty breeze. It is senior night, so we're going to honor the seniors on the East Brunswick High School girls lacrosse team with a brief ceremony. This is the early part of the season. Usually we're about 3 weeks into the season, but because the pandemic has shifted all the sports schedules, this is only the second game for the Lady Bears, who lost 20-8 to Monroe a couple of days ago. So we'll be back in a few moments with the introductions and with perhaps the introduction of our seniors as well as today's action. Okay, we are back here at Jay Doyle Field for the introduction of the senior members of the girls lacrosse team. Doing the announcing will be the new athletic director for East Brunswick, and Frank Malta is going to take it from here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to East Brunswick High School for today's contest between J.P. Stevens Hawks and our East Brunswick Bears. Today we honor our departing seniors who have experienced success on and off the field over the past several seasons. Their actions have affected not only their teammates, but their coaches, fans, community in a positive way. They have also helped maintain the pride that East Brunswick takes in its athletic program. We would like to thank the family and friends who have been supportive the entire time alongside our athletes. Congratulations and good luck. Now our seniors. Isabella Monero. She is escorted by her mother, Victoria Hermo. Alex Walsh. She is escorted by her parents, George and Ronnie Walsh, and her brother, Brandon. Good luck, girls. Go Bears!
And we are back here at Jay Doyle Field for the opening draw. Bears in the home white with green numerals. J.P. Stevens Hawks with the all green with the yellow numerals. Very cold day here. Unspring-like for Earth Day. As this is the second lacrosse game of the season for the Lady Bears. The officials are ready to go here. The time that you're going to see on the screen is the unofficial time. Time is kept down on the field. The scoreboard is inoperable today. And at the midfield stripe there. And we have our first draw. It bounced around and nobody has picked it up yet. And battling for it. And possession for J.P. Stevens. Walking inside, defense comes down, knocks the ball down nicely, ball on the ground. Trying to pick it up, scoop it up. Then we have a whistle there, playing down at open stick. That means you're trying to trap the other person's stick on the ground. And the offending party gets to stand behind. Possession change for the Bears. Looking to clear. 1 on 5. Oh, broke it out nicely. Up, dropped on the ground. Now it's dangerous because JP has numbers, but picked back up again. Ball bounced around and going downfield now. Nora Hennessy, 15, looking right inside. Alex Walsh had it and had it only about 3 meters out, 3 yards out. Lost it. The goalie's going to clear out. Ball's bouncing on this AstroTurf surface or field turf surface. They play basically natural boundaries, but with this football field here, basically they're going to call it as it gets close to the sidelines. They don't want the contestants running out and running onto the track for loose balls. JP with the pickup again, lost possession. Rather sloppy play here. But again, Bears have possession. Sometimes better to take it up yourself than to pass it on these days here. Cold out, but you got to make sure you have the ball. Again, a foul at whacking at an open stick there. Long downfield pass. Picked up and knocked out nicely, although we're going to have a call there. That was Daria Popova. Lost it coming down front. Shot a score as a pickup on the rebound by number 37, Allison Whedon, the freshman, who had 4 goals in the 20-8 loss to Monroe 2 days ago. She had 4 goals, and Allie Johnson had 3 others for the Bears, who lost at Monroe. Our score 1-0. Opportunistic goal there for the Bears. Now the center draw, you notice they're going to draw it from the waist area high up. Their sticks are back to back, and the ball is placed in between. Then essentially it's a wrestling match as it pops out. Controlled. Coming right down the middle, clearing a lane. Trying to dip dodge in. And we will have our first free position shot as they're outside the 8 meters. That red line, that red arcing circle there, the first one, close by. Everybody has to clear out of that zone. And Allie has, this is Alex Walsh, has a chance to take it in solo. Fires. The ball drips past. Oh, the goalie got a piece of it and it dripped. Just dropped a little bit to the side there, right side. Clear. Lost. Boom. And right through the 5-hole on a bounce shot. Another opportunistic goal for Allison Whedon, who just picked up that loose clear. Again, the clears are very important to get that ball out of harm's way, and Whedon just stood there right and intercepted it, went right in, put the bounce shot. And that's probably the most difficult shot for the goalie. Not maybe as much on field turf fields, but certainly on grass fields where it's uneven. You don't know how that ball is going to bounce. But that in-between hop, just like an infielder, an in-between hop is the hardest to predict. So the Bears are up 2-0. Draw controlled by the Bears. Now they'll play 7-on-7 in the offensive end. That was a change that was made maybe about 15 years ago or so, where it was 11-on-11. That was like a disaster sometimes with people crowding in like that. But now 7-on-7 with the other players standing back at about the 40-yard line. All right, possession change on the turnover there. And JP Stevens will manage to come across. Good check from behind there. Not paying attention and holding that stick out, and that's a legal check as long as you're not coming across the player's face. Well, the girls are wearing goggles. Boom, shot, a save, or it hit the post. One of the two came right out, so I'm assuming it hit the post, and the Bears are going to clear. Picked off the ground there. That looks like Nora Hennessy. Isabella Monero looking around the outside, waiting. It looks like the Bears are trying to set up an offensive set here. They'll pull it back. Oh, sloppy pass. And Alex Walsh is able to corral it, and the Bears will reset. No shot clock, so they can take their time. And it could be just the cold. It could be the grip not that firm on the sticks. You don't see any players wearing gloves. Rolling around, picked up and controlled by the Bears. The Bears are doing a very good job on ground ball pickups. Walsh, shot, a score came right across the front, put it off hip on the left side, and scores for the third Bears goal. Bears up 3-0. First half action here at Jay Doyle Field. I'm Ken Saroka, broadcasting this for the first time, broadcasting live for me since football season of 19. But it's good to be here broadcasting East Brunswick High School athletics to you, bringing some sense of normalcy back to our community. So you notice now the official will put the ball, sticks are back to back, and then it's just a wrestling match, and it pops up, and again, you look at the draw controls and ground balls as two of the key statistics for a successful team. And Walsh a little sloppy with the ball, had it knocked out, and JP Stevens has it. Stevens has only managed one shot on goal, and that hit the pipe on the far side. Running right down. Shot right in the basket. That was easy. Goalie looking to control. Now, nobody's pressuring. Now is a center outlet drop there for Alyssa Russo. Lost behind the cage. And again, they're going to blow the play dead as we come to the kind of football boundaries, maybe the soccer boundaries, the blue lines on the outsides. The Hawks working it outside. Patient. Bears matching up, but not tightly. No double teams. Every player's marking up nicely. Get rid of the ball. I hear some yell, get rid of the ball, as in a little bit of a bump there. So, from about the 12-meter fan, not a free position, but a reset, like a free kick would be in soccer. That shot goes wide. Isabella King, number 97, in net for the Bears. That shot got muffled down, and where is it? It's near the cage, near the crease. And coming out with it is Allison Whedon. Alex Walsh then picks it up at about the 33-yard line, and Bears are going to set an offense as Walsh comes down middle, changes hands, but loses possession as she gets inside 8 meters. And they're running a little too close to the out of bounds, so again, they're probably playing the soccer blue lines on the outside there. Again, a casual pass, knocked down, but not controlled by the Bears, picked up by the Hawks as they come down again. And on the break and moving fast is Alyssa Russo. Russo down the middle of the field. Is that Russo? No, it's number 4. Sorry. Tries to go back across. That was not the best idea. Running into traffic there. That was Riley Ward. Wheaton's been a little buzzsaw here, picking up all the loose balls, intercepting passes. Walsh. And there was an infraction being called there, but there was a little bit of a play on until it looked like there was not going to be any shot of going to goal. Now Walsh will have a free position shot to the right side, as you're seeing it here. Boom, goes high and sniped down by the goalkeep. Nandini Raizada for the Hawks. About 15 minutes or so left in this first half. Double team coming from behind. Pressure, but not able to pick up the ground ball that time. Now you'll notice that the Bears defenders are not creeping inside that red arc line. They can't. That would be like zone defense call years ago in basketball. They can go through there if they're marking their opponent, but they can't just sink back in there, or we would have basically 15 players crowded in a very short space area. All right, a shooting space violation there, it looked like. That is getting in the way of a shot. It's very dangerous. I mean, you notice that the girls are not wearing helmets or pads. They do have goggles on. So free position shot here from the top of 8 meters. Referee's positioning people behind the cage. Everybody has to kind of freeze in place. Shot is wide. And on those plays that go out in the boundary areas, it's whoever's closest to the ball as it goes out. So you'll see players rushing and trying to extend their sticks out to establish that fact that they are the closest to the ball when it goes out of bounds. Now you see JP Stevens trying to work down the middle, trying to send players on bombing runs, but that did not work as the Bears closed that off. A little bit of a push and shove there, and the trailing official on the far side caught that. So another free position shot. Like a corner kick in soccer, you don't want to be giving these away, because sooner or later somebody's going to have that opening and will score on them. Just as I said, as JP Stevens scores their first goal. Catch the number. So our score 3-1. That one goes straight up in the air. You have 3 players on each team kind of in that area. The others have to stay back until somebody gains possession of it. Again, having a hard time keeping control of the ball. Now running with some open space. Looking for a shot, and that will go wide. And the Bears will be awarded possession. Just waiting here for clearing. Pass again knocked down. Alex Walsh going to try to pick it up here, get it to the outside. We have some open space to run around. Pass in the middle. Going right down the middle. Shot and a score, a high shot. For the 4th Bears goal. Substitutions for the Bears. We'll get them as we go. I believe that goal scorer was 16, Allie Johnson, and Allie had 3 goals in the game against Monroe. If we can see those numbers clearly from the distance here. Good defense there to knock it out. See, but JP controls. 1-on-2, a little bit of push and shove there. Referee will call that a loose ball push. And Bears will get possession. Good double team on the part of the Hawks as they pick it up. And you saw the referee motion with the free hand as if the girl was trying to use her free arm to kind of ward off the opponent. Now there's Allie Johnson. She had a little more height and reach there in the middle. Whedon looking downfield. A little too far there. Ooh. Pop shot there. I think that stick got deflected a little bit. That shot went over the cage. Down. Now this has been the Achilles heel for JP Stevens here, the outlets. Good battle on the ground there. And we heard that up here, the crack of the stick there, and then one of the JP Stevens players shaking off her wrist there because she got hit pretty hard right there. And even if it wasn't directly on the hand, like a batter fouling a pitch off on the wrong part of the bat on a cold day, it's going to sting. Hawks offense just standing around. There doesn't seem to be any motion or any kind of organized set play here. And that was Allie Johnson getting called for kind of bumping and whacking and knocking JP player around. It's not quite a free position shot. It's outside. 12 meter. But as those infractions are called, all the players must basically stand in the spot where they are. They can't cheat and kind of cut in and make a better defensive position. But here's another free position shot, and the Bears had that momentum early in the half, and it seems to be waning a little bit from them, and as they're getting a little sloppy around their own cage. And that shot was just muffled and stolen. Bears have numbers. On the break, here's Walsh. Shot was knocked down. Nandini Rizada is the goalkeeper for JP, and they will clear or try to clear. Now, the possession's on the side on a pass like that. That's considered a turnover, but behind the cage, it's closest to the ball. Whedon changing hands, but again, not able to make those crisp passes. And I guess this is the second game of the season, and with limited practice time, it's a bit difficult to get all that rhythm down, to be able to pass, throw, pick up the ground ball. And again, going through traffic is not something you practice a lot with at this stage of the year. And it looks like we had one of the JP Stevens players cheating into the zone. They're supposed to stay outside 30. Number 24 had come inside. And so possession changes, and the Bears will take possession here at the 12 meter. Oh. One on three. You have 8 players in close proximity there, and nobody's picking it up yet. And finally, we get a whistle, and possession will be awarded. Oh, now they're going to reset them. Heba Amir there on the defense for the Bears. Good defense, and forces the turnover. Kate Goodman trying to feed it inside to Amir. Amir kind of kicking around there. Trying to get to some open space. But in this case, Allie Whedon picks it up. And that was a bit of a high check. In that case, 27 with the bandana on, Daria Popova. And that is an infraction that's going to take her off the field. High shot, but that's the kind of shot that's the easiest for the goalkeeper to pick up on, and that's shots that are going to go right in the basket. So you want to get those shots bouncing, or you want to put them off hip. It's a kind of an awkward spot to put it right off the hip, rather than putting it up high where that basket can be a more effective weapon. Rolling around the cage, nobody picked her up, and this is the kind of defensive lapses. I guess there was supposed to be a switch there, and the switch never came. It looks like Srijani Sarkar, number 8, just went right around the back of the cage, and nobody picked her up. Nobody saw her. I had an open shot and put it high, and it's 3-2. Or 4-2, excuse me, 4-2. defensive lapse there, and you see the defenders are talking it over back at about the 20-yard line. Again, the clock time on your screen is unofficial. We're just trying to kind of gauge it as we go here. We haven't had any injuries. Ball popped in the air, controlled nicely by Allie Johnson. You hear a stop ball, going right to the cage. Boom, shot and a score. That was a high shot wide, but was there a foul call? No, there wasn't. Okay. No, high shots like that heading toward the head, that's also kind of a reflex reaction. To catch those high cages 6 feet high. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Who's going to come up through with it? Again, good draw controls here by the Bears as they look to regain the momentum. That's 16 Johnson. All the way on the outside there. Sam looks like in the cage, in the crease area. Crease violation. Pop up, playable. Yep. Now this time strong marking here defensively by number 42, Paige DiPierno. A little bit of a push perhaps. And a little bit of a high check too. Referee was looking or motioning toward the head, so essentially a man down situation here. So we're playing 7 attackers against 6 defenders. Now that's again that's something again that has evolved in the girls and women's lacrosse game over the last 20 years. Not as many infractions as the boys' game, but still for the major penalties, especially checks around the head, rough play, you will have players getting taken off. Knocked down, second shot picked up a rebound on the outside, and a score there for JP Stevens. So 5-3 our score, with time winding down here in the first half of action. I'm Ken Saroka, broadcasting all the action to you on EBTV. Ball is picked up by Heba Amer. Heba's trying to guard it, but she loses possession of it in the attack zone. Trying to work through. But that errant pass is bouncing around. Bit of a bump there, and a JP player will stand behind. And Tarnowski's going to have to head back a little bit, as she started a little too early. Here's stop ball, meaning put yourself in a position to intercept the pass or stop the motion. Now you see a lot more motion here. The Bears offensive set, players moving, getting inside, trying to one-time that pass, trying to knock it down and put it toward the goal there. That didn't work. Playing down at an open stick. Who's going to get called for that? Was it going to be? And is against the Bears. Out of bounds. Need help here. Bears need some help. Maybe go back a little bit with it. The ball bounced around and right on top of Alyssa Russo's head. That ball is going to head down the sidelines. And they're going to give the ball to the Bears. Although it's the ball, Tarnowski's going to have to, Samantha Tarnowski's going to have to go down and get it. Got to make sure they have possession before heading in. Dipping around, looking, putting it low. And again, that's that dangerous shot there, that bounce shot. And that one took a low bounce and scores. I believe that was 27, Daria Popova. And the Bears go up 6-3. Again, but the tale of the two teams here seems to be that the Bears are doing better with motion and getting opportunities there by moving, and the Hawks are taking advantage of second chances and static situations where you can pick up a second chance rebound or a blown defensive coverage. Popova comes down with it. She's going to try to split two defenders and manages to gain possession. Although it's bouncing around, she still has a beat on the ball here. And that is the end of the first half. Well, we were close. But the end of the first half with our score. The Bears 6 and the Hawks 3. We'll be back with second half action in just a moment. All right, we are back here. Second half action coming up at Jay Doyle Field. I'm Ken Saroka, broadcasting action to you live. Well, not live, but it's on the EBTV, which we thank their wonderful staff to come over here from the public library and their offices and studios there to give us an opportunity to broadcast high school athletics action for the first time in quite a while. We're outside for girls lacrosse. It is senior day, and Bears are up at halftime 6-3 over the Hawks of J.P. Stevens High School. Bears very good on draw controls, very good on ground ball pickups. A couple of defensive lapses have led to the JP goals, but overall, Bears are in good control of time of possession. Have the draw at midfield here. And controlled. Unable to catch that pass and control it, but Bears come up with it. That's Isabel Monero, the senior. And a whistle there. I guess too many players crowding in there. Again, you cannot play. The one person who's marking the opponent can come through that zone, but you can't have other people collapse in on it. Usually creates a shooting space violation. Free position shot. just to the right side of on the 8-meter arc. Popova will take it. Boom, bounce shot score. That's again one of the toughest shots to gauge because the stick is up high and you expect it to go higher, but you bounce it down at the feet of the goalkeeper. It's one of the most difficult shots to pick up and to guard against. 7-3 as the Bears score in the opening minute of play here. Again, the time on the clock that you see here is unofficial. Although Anthony here, who was producing this right in this booth here, was very happy that he was as close as he was with the time on the clock there on your screen. That one didn't really get up that high, and that's why they're going to redo that. They usually want that to go a little bit more than just head length. Or there was a foul. In this case, there was probably an infraction there, as maybe East Brunswick jumped that draw a little early. And JP having trouble controlling, lots of passes going awry, has given East Brunswick opportunities to run. And a bit of a push there called. Free position shot, changing goals for the Bears. We'll catch that in a moment. That's Emily Matera. That shot goes wide. Picked up behind the cage. JP still in control. Good one-handed scoop there by JP Stevens, number 24, Layla Walia. But the outlet pass is awry and picked up by the Bears, Nora Hennessy. Hennessy running right down the middle. Has one person to beat, turns, gets crunched, but loses possession of the ball. No call on the play. Could have been a bump there, but I guess they figured that she had lost possession before the bump. Popova picks it up in traffic. We'll drop it in on the outside, and that's Alex Walsh, a senior. Bears patient here, but moving is again in contrast to JP Stevens that had opportunities, just kind of stayed place. That pass intended for an inside Kate Goodman shot, but it was bounced around and knocked into the crease. Goalie did clear. Walsh. That pass. That was Johnson, excuse me. Pass to Walsh. Goes wide. JP will have it. Intercepted. Good presence there by Whedon, the freshman. She's been all over the place. She's been really aggressive at intercepting passes, anticipating. And there's a pass on the side that goes out of play. That'll be a turnover. Nobody's coming to the ball, forcing JP Stevens to try to pass it and force it inside. Overrunning the play, though, defensively, creating a situation here with numbers, but a good stop in the middle there by Kate Goodman. And She'll bring it up down the sideline there, looking for some outlet. She's getting boxed in here. This is where she's got to come to the inside. That's it. Find somebody downfield where the Bears have numbers. 4-on-1. Popova trying to go through now. Pick up shot, knocked down. We didn't have a chance. She tried to go from right hand to left hand shot, lost possession, but picked it back up again. Walsh. Inside, Popova trying to find some room there. Bounces it off the crossbar. Bounced down, hit the crossbar, came out. Did not get underneath the crossbar. Officials did not call that. Could have been. Good check from behind, although pushed down from behind. Second half action here. Again, Bears in the home white uniforms with green numerals. JP in the green with yellow numerals. And that goes out of bounds. Bears possession on the turnover. Substitution soon coming in for the Bears. We'll get them as they come in. Coach Carrie McQuaid going to her bench liberally here. Goodman. Coming across, drifting, looking. No shot. And what do we have here? We have people sneaking in there on the inside that zone area. Looked like that as they're trying to pass it across into the crease, and several JP defenders had collapsed inside that red arc there at 8 meters. But no, just a regular foul. Again, nothing available. Wisely brought back out. Walsh loses possession on her way to the cage. Picked up behind. Short side stuffer attempt there by Hennessy goes wide, or actually hits the post. Pressure here on point of the Bears here. Picking up. Ball's up in the air. And what's the call? The trailing official had the call on that one. Did not see it as I was focused in. The trailing official caught something. Just battering around there on the far sideline, man. Looks like 17 for the Bears, Amanda Montero. Oh, a little too cute there on the part of Whedon, trying to dip and dodge. Had that shot right away, but by the time she tried to reposition for a second shot, a little bit of a deflection there by the goalkeep. Knocked out and into the crease area, and kind of a lob pop-up. Successful this time. Not crisp passes there as the JP offensive player has to come back for it. Now rushing in. Shot, and a high shot. Might have been going over the cage, but Matera picked it up and at least stopped it from getting an easy rebound. wide open. This again, defensive lapse. Oh, shot, short side, wide. Had the whole cage and tried to go cute with the short side shot and missed it. Smothered. You saw that shot coming in, and Lee Whitney shot it for JP and going down low to make sure that it didn't take that weird hop and smothering it. Is that Matera, or I don't know because we have 2 double zeros on here. That might be Thanvi. Well, could be. We'll see. Could be Thanvi Malgerde. In the crease for East Brunswick. And we're winding down to around 15 minutes left in this half. Bears in front by 4. Not a comfortable lead by any stretch, as goals can come quick in this, especially when you make errant passes like that, bouncing around, ill-advised to go all the way across field like that when you had an opportunity to kind of run it out. You heard a very excited senior Alex Walsh there. Stop ball, and they knocked it out and forced the turnover. Again, the fraction called there because they give enough room for her to operate. And now picked up by the Bears, 32 Sarah Burns to Walsh. Walsh switches hands, stops. Double team coming. Popova looking to sneak in, loses possession, now has to bring it back out, loses it again. Ball then gets whacked toward the close sideline. Pass picked up. Good individual defense here. Though there is somebody kind of cherry picking in the back there, then the JP Stevens player did not see her. Would have been a tough pass to execute. Good defense right there at the 12 meter. No opportunities to make a run to the cage. Ball is on the ground, picked up nicely again. And now Popova has 2 players ahead of her. Decides to go by herself and goes right in and scores her 3rd goal of the game. Just had a good head of steam, and even though there were 2 other East Brunswick players there, when you have a clear lane like that, coaches tell you, you take it. Don't try to be too cute, too fancy, and because there's only a small chance that pass would get on target, be picked up, and shot within a reasonable time. So you just take it yourself and run it on in. So now 8-3 our score. Heba Amir fighting for it there, plus picked up, in this case picked up by Johnson. He's just going to run it around. Inside, Pova tries to shovel it. Didn't have really good possession on it, just tried to shovel it and put it right in to the goalkeeper there. Good opportunity, but no help for J.P. Stevens as a double team here. And still, Bears have strong defense there where J.P. should have been able to flood the zone there. Heba Amer comes up with the ball, running through, gets through one check, but loses it on the second. Daria picks it up, Popova picks it up, or is trying to pick it up there on the far sideline. And they're going to call her for running out of bounds and give the ball to J.P. Stevens. Bit of a rough check there, so possession coming back to J.P. at the 30-yard line. Again, that was a pass, not a shot, so on passes behind the cage like that, then it's a turnover. It goes off the playing surface. Bears just standing around there. That should have been a case where somebody should have tried to get open more, and the turnover, and an opportunity here, but the pass to a wide open J.P. Stevens player goes awry. Sarah Burns picks it back up again. And push on Tarnowski. Possession J.P. Stevens. Coming right down the middle. Shot knocked down. Triple team, double team, forces the pass. And J.P. Stevens looking to get inside. Heba Amer with the good check there, but does get called. And foul on the Bears. Referee had the flag up indicating play on. Possession given back to J.P. Stevens. Two Bears collapsing there, and again we're going to get a foul. Free position shot for J.P. Stevens. And knocked out from behind. Too many, pumps there. And we have either an injury or a shoe problem. But officials play on as it's behind the play. It was a shoe issue. And that pass for Walsh is going to go out the back end, and so J.P. Stevens will have possession as we are now, getting some shadows here on the south side of the football field. Knocked down. Kicked around, and that's going to go probably out. And possession for East Brunswick. Tarnowski looking around, going around the circle. Shot, high shot, deflected, picked up, but no room as the defense has collapsed in. Now the Bears spreading it out a little bit. The trailing official saw something there. Again, perhaps too many defenders crowding into the 8-meter. Going to open up a little bit of a lane. It's not a true free position shot, but a little bit of room there. Kind of a half pass, half shot. And they're going to call it a shot, so Bears will retain possession as they were the closest to the ball. Trying for the one-time alley-oop pass to Whedon, knocked down but possessed by the Bears as Popova is going to come up with it. She's going to try to work her way in and out. The pass inside, too crowded there as it's knocked down by the defense. Stolen back. Bit of a high check there, so Popova will get it. Boom, Whedon's shot blocked, a little too close in front there and had no place to go but right in the basket. Shot there by Tarnowski, a bounce shot, handled. And a bit of a tussle there. We'll see what's going to be called. It looks like it's going to go against the Bears. Defense hounding, but not able to. And again, oh, nice shot, but you can see the goalkeeper here positioning herself, anticipating nicely, and that shot really didn't have any angle on it. It was basically a straight shot right into the basket there. Vanvi Malgrietti so far has recorded saves, but no goals against in this half, as Coach McQuaid has subbed in different goalie here at the start of the second half. Pass to Walsh inside. That gets knocked down. She picks it back up again. But before she has a chance to go to goal, we have a whistle, and a free position shot will be awarded. Oh, that's actually number 10, Chloe Green. Chloe Green. Hard to read these numbers from a distance. They're not coming out that clear. Green, high shot. Again, easy to handle. Knocked down by Tarnowski. Green also there on defense. Battling on the far sideline, Ginger Fulamero, as Coach McQuaid going to her bench. A bump there on the outside by Sarah Burns, and that's going to reset play. Oh, I guess I jinxed it. As the Hawks of JP Stevens score their first goal on a bounce shot that got through. I believe that was... Oh, I'll get the number there in a second. Either that was Lee Whitney or Layla Walea. Eight to 4. Again, Bears cannot fall asleep because they can easily see this lead evaporate very quickly. I once did an East Brunswick game where the Bears lost a lead. They were up 5 goals with about 3 minutes left, and boom, 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 the next 5 possessions were scores for the other team. So it does happen. Okay, Walsh, 18, a little frustrated that she couldn't get to that early. Possession will go to JP Stevens. Intercepted, and that must be at least the 10th intercepted pass. Boom. that looked easier than what it was. That pass had to be right on the mark, and caught and scored by going long side. And for the Bears, Isabella Manero. Gets a goal. The senior on senior day. That works. So it's 9-4. Collision, stick on the ground, people on the ground. JP Stevens will come up with it as the referee blows that play dead. That shot harmlessly went wide. That was Sophia Cianfano for JP Stevens. And a defensive lapse there, and JP just comes right around, rolls the cage, and drops a shot just over the shoulder. And that's, a defensive lapse that we saw in the first half as well, not covering all the way through. You have to keep the player out of rolling that cage. And that's such an easy position to score from. So lead is back to 4. Approximately 2 minutes and a half, maybe 2:50 left. A little bit of pushing that didn't get called there. And possession will be, and we're coming close to time here. I think I heard something like 50 seconds. I don't know. Somebody yelled that there. Oh, actually, that is time. Okay, that is the end of this game with the final score. Bears 9, Hawks 5. Scoring 3 goals today for the Bears is number 27, Daria Popova. And being senior night, senior day, it was nice for number 9, Isabella Maniero, to get a goal on senior night just at the end there. All right, so we're going to thank the EBTV technical crew for coming out and bringing you these games. We thank them for coming out, and they set up and break it down. They're here before and after. And we're looking forward to getting back to a more normal schedule of East Brunswick High School athletics on EBTV as we move forward into this year, end of this year, and into next year. Again, the final score today, 9-5. Bears win, pick up their first win of the season, and do it in style at home on Senior Day. Well, I'm Ken Saroka. We're hoping you enjoyed this game. Again, if you'd like to watch other East Brunswick High School archived athletic events, you can go to the EBTV website, ebtv.org, and access the on-demand channel and pick up not just sports, but community service programming, board meetings, township meetings, and those kind of programs. And again, we thank these people for coming out and allowing us the opportunity to broadcast high school athletics to you. Again, final score, 9-5 over the Hawks of J.P. Stevens High School. I'm Ken Saroka, wishing you all a good day.